The Margaret Hunt Hill Bridge and the state flag of Texas looking majestic tonight. We're coming to you live from Dallas, Texas. Welcome everybody to another presentation of the NBA live on 2K Sports. And tonight we'll see the Dallas Mavericks as they go up against the Sacramento Kings. This is Kevin Harlan courtside with Greg Anthony. Hey, Dave.
De'Aaron Fox talked about his mentality on the court. You put the ball in his hands, he says, I'm going to take over the game. It doesn't have to be scoring, just always attacking. Always. You got to be a dog. Don't back down from anyone. Kevin?
A little intimidation factor, DA. Thanks. Now we have a moment to look at how the blocks have been stacking up over the past several months for Bagley.
We're just not seeing that same fierceness out of him defensively these last few months. He's lost a little bit of that intimidation factor. He's not blocking as many shots, and he's not making the same impact on that end of the floor.
Now Sacramento's starting five. Hield and Barnes are the 2 and the 3. Davis is out there with Bagley, and it's Fox in at the point. And for the Mavericks, inside at the 4 and the 5, Porzingis and Powell. Jalen Brunson out there with Hardaway. And it's Doncic in at the 3.
Well, they've been striving towards it for years now, and the Kings are finally one of the premier up-tempo teams.
Well, it works for them when you have a guy like De'Aaron Fox out there to blast off on any possession. You surround him with great shooters in Bogdanovich and Hield. Puts a lot of pressure on the defense on a nightly basis throughout the course of a regular season.
Back to Hield. Pocket 6. Shoots the 3. Again, the miss by the King. Here's Brunson, and the layup's good off the glass.
Pretty unselfish play there, right? Porzingis finding the open man, and he's more and more comfortable and more aware of everything going on around him.
Out of bounds, Dallas will take possession. And the power rankings now, second half of February. Interesting to see how some of these teams compare. You take a look at Los Angeles. They couldn't hold their position this week, but remain in the top 10.
And I think for the Mavericks, they've proven time and time again this season that not only are they for real, but they may be the team to beat. That is really good work there on the offensive glass.
And we're about a minute and a half into the first quarter. And here is Fox. He picked up 18 points in their last win against Milwaukee.
And you could tell the defense was really nervous dribbling or passing the ball anywhere near him in that one. He took advantage of their indecisiveness continually throughout the night, racking up 3 steals.
Kings have gone 0 of 4, missing their first 4 field goals here. Lets a floater go.
Great anticipation there. Porzingis in the right spot and throws that one away.
Hardaway, no good. Sacramento's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Knocked loose. Stolen by Brunson. And Porzingis, here we go. And the dunk by Porzingis.
Excellent on both ends of that play.
Yeah, the steal was sharp, but the slam topped it off.
And we say it time and time again, so I'll repeat it. Have to be careful with the ball, or this is what happens.
Hield from outside. And the rebound goes to the Mavericks. They traveled to Sacramento last time they faced the Kings and came away with a win.
Yeah, they cruised to a win in these teams' last encounter, and their field goal percentage was off the charts. Excellent all-around performance so far against the big lead.
Well, if I was baking up a lead, I'd add 2 ingredients. One would be playing smart. The other one, playing selfless. They've done that tonight. Serve it up.
A different look for Dallas. Maxi Kleber, he's checked in for Dwight Powell. Lee comes in for Tim Hardaway Jr. And Barea subbed in for Jalen Brunson. And a change for Sacramento. Bogdanovich, he's checked in for Buddy Hield. Player development, not just a coach's job, Brent, something you're active in right now. And there are some players who are playing correct, who are terrific mentors and teachers on teams.
There's no doubt about it that there are guys. I think about first what Vince Carter has provided to the teams he's been around in the past couple seasons. Zach Randolph, to some degree, was doing that as he moved from Memphis to Sacramento. But there are guys who are still players and that are on the floor contributing and doing big things, like Chris Paul and Mike Conley, that are such huge attributes to an organization when they start to introduce the changeover in their roster or the next phase of their team. You got to give a lot of kudos and appreciate the fact that players who've been that great for that long accept and willingly accept, Kevin, the role of teaching young guys and paying it forward.
And role players that have been like Calderon and Haslam, who have not been stars, but have been important parts of their organization.
Also, tremendous examples of what it means to be a professional day in and day out. If your responsibilities aren't as great as the top 4 or 5 players, there's still things you can do to make your team better on a daily basis. Those are 2 great names, Chris.
I like their focus coming in. Terrific execution so far.
Well, if there were 4 or 5 boxes to check in terms of the game plan tonight, they might have checked 6. I mean, they're doing everything out there.
Bogdanovich passes to Holmes. That falls. Nice feed that time from Bogdanovich.
Got to have good court awareness, and it was on display right there from Bogdanovich.
Holmes with the steal. Barnes outside and wrestling for it there, but no one has possession. We'll have a jump ball. So it's Sacramento now. Joseph, the pass to Holmes, and it's blocked. Here's Lee. It's good, and he makes his first shot of the game.
When you find yourself up double digits in the first quarter, you know you're doing something right.
Well, dominant so far. That's the responsibility of the starters. Now let's see if everybody else who plays in this game makes the same kind of high-level contributions.
No issues on that one. Good work all around.
Doncic with it. Picked up by Joseph. Kept alive. A second chance effort. Porzingis can't hit.
I'm not going to see that very often. The defense in the vicinity, but still, he's not one to blow layups.
Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. And here we go. The Mavericks on a fast break. And Doncic gets it to go.
And they have owned the paint so far, and the score reflects it.
Yeah, the bully ball tonight has paid dividends. Highly effective down there with the physical play.
And Gibson wide open. He shoots. Off target with his 3. And so it's Dallas, holding on to an 11-point cushion as we get ready to take a break. And they've done a phenomenal job down low. And glad to have you with us, folks. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. And guys, we've seen a confident-looking Mavericks team out there.
I mean, the rebounding was the difference in that first period. You've got to block these guys out.
Yeah, rebounding can also be just about will, and they showed some of that in going in there and collecting some boards.
Seth Curry is out there with Wright, and it's Kleba in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. So that's who Dallas starts the second with. They recover it, count the bucket, and he's got a free throw coming up as well. Buddy Hield, he's checked in for Sacramento. Sacramento shooting their first free throw attempt on the night. And it's the Mavericks with the ball. 13 points was their biggest lead in the game.
Such a long road to recovery from Harry Giles, but so many people rooting for Harry when it is that he makes some kind of plays that remind you of when Giles was one of the top recruits coming out of his high school class, one that included De'Aaron Fox and also Jason Tatum.
Dallas shooting their first free throw of the game right now.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
Dwight Powell's checked in for the Mavericks. And as you said, Brent, with Giles, the potential is there, and that's why they drafted him.
Well, they still think that they're going to explore the massive upside to what Harry Giles represents. Great size, great skill, and it's about him just feeling more and more confident in the health of his body to be able to produce like we've seen on some nights here, Kevin.
And despite the size disadvantage, attacking the heart of that defense.
Yeah, no stopping him on that play. Sometimes even the taller defenders are helpless to stop him.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Curry against Joseph. Trying to find Hield and gets it to him. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
And really, for a long time, the specter hanging over Buddy Hield was he's the player who was traded for DeMarcus Cousins. Hard billing to live up to, but he has made some giant leaps with his development.
Mavericks making a switch here. Jackson's checked in. Then for the Kings, Marvin Bagley's checked in for Bogdanovich. And it's Fox in for Corey Joseph. And there's the call on Curry. That's his first foul.
That's their first of the game, though, so sharp passing has helped them to craft this lead.
Fox against Curry. Here's Giles. Good, and a nice assist from Fox. Giles has got it back down to within single digits for the Kings. And Hield has slowly but surely turned himself into one of the elite shooters in the NBA.
And guys, to be as locked in as he is from deep with his height and release is deadly. He's the kind of player who gets better as his teammates get better around him, and he is just now finding his stride.
Curry against Fox. Plenty of space, and the Kings check on 2 more.
A tough start scoring the basketball, but they're starting to turn it around now.
Here's Brokaw. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. That one is on Hield. All-star right around the corner, Brent, and Commissioner Silver has been outspoken calling the event an afterthought. He says it's not working. What do you think?
Well, there's an interesting quote last year that he had about the game saying we're putting an earring on the pig with some of the tweaks that they've made to the All-Star game. We have the draft over the past couple years, so we're not doing East-West anymore, which is what we traditionally grew up with. The events on Saturday seem to be a little bit stale. So it's been an interesting thought that Adam Silver might have a mid-season tournament for the NBA, which would be, I think, pretty awesome because the level of competition for that, what are you earning if you win the mid-season tournament? This is adopting a lot of the Premier League soccer model, but what if you were to guarantee yourself that you had a 3 seed or higher if you won the mid-season tournament, or a guaranteed spot in the playoffs with home court advantage if you won the mid-season tournament? So having a competition like that, or a tournament, Kevin, just elevates competition.
What if you took the top 3 off of these teams? You have 3-on-3 tournaments.
That could be interesting too, but I think this is still something league-wide. You're going to have to involve all of the teams in some way and get away from what it is people have complained about with regards to the All-Star game and it being an exhibition of things that have just grown a little bit tiresome.
I'm a fan of anybody who defends that way. I mean, they weren't about to open the door and just allow him to cruise in for a layup.
Out of bounds, Sacramento takes possession. And now let's bring up the 2K leaderboard to see which teams over the last month have been best at scoring points off turnovers. The Mavericks, number 1.
They're taking advantage of every mistake that their opponents are making. I mean, they're really converting points off those turnovers.
Mavericks leading by 10. Powell, the pass to Jackson. Fox looking it over. And the rejection by Jackson.
This is a rough stretch right here for him offensively. Seems to be rushing shots. Now that's the kind of passing right there that makes a difference. Not just in that possession, but maybe on your play for the entire game.
Davis finds Morris. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
Well, that just scrambled the defense all kinds of ways with that great initial pass.
He muscles it in through the contact, and they call the foul. He's on his way to the free throw line.
Yeah, exceptional play there to take the bump and still get it to fall.
And the Mavericks will go for a different look here. Maxi Kleber, he's checked in for Dwight Powell. Porzingis comes in for Jackson. Doncic is checked in for Ryan Brokaw. And it's Lee in for Tim Hardaway Jr. J.J. Barea is checked in for the Mavericks. Holmes down low. That one falls. His second basket of the game. He's now 2 for 3.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
Lee does a great job of sticking with it and then finding a teammate.
The Kings trail by 12. 2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Barnes against Doncic. Barnes looking around. 5 on the clock. Pulls it from 20. He can't hit that time. And so it's Dallas, enjoying a 12-point lead as they talk things over during the break. Their strategy has been clear tonight. Work the ball inside, get shots in the paint, and now...
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, folks. Dallas has the edge here at halftime. They are leading by 12. And Shaq. And that's a wrap. With the third quarter approaching, we now send you back to Kevin.
And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. Starting off the second half, here's Luke Walton's 5. Barnes and Bagley, the duo with the forward. Fox at the point with Heel to his side. They're the backcourt. And it's Davis in at the 5 spot. A pass to Fox. Here's the teardrop. It's good.
That's a nice floater. I mean, a la Mike Conley, if De'Aaron Fox can establish that float game, tough to stop.
And the dunk by Doncic.
Oh, he just punches that one down with a fury.
And he rubs it in a little deeper with the hanging finish. Offside Fox. And that one goes long.
It wouldn't surprise me to see him find his touch and still be a factor. Don't count them out yet.
Brunson the pass to Pye. And the dunk by Powell.
Yeah, undersized guys with athleticism do these kind of things, playing above the rim. Love to see him get up like that.
Outside, Fox. The pass to Barnes. Releases. Goes back up. That shot is off. So the Mavericks will take it the other way. They get to take on the Magic at Orlando after this one. And that'll be the first of a 2-game road trip for them.
Well-rounded effort, and they show no signs of letting up.
Coaching staff probably most proud of the effort of this team on both ends of the floor here tonight.
Heel dishes to Bagley. Here's Davis. Got a piece of it. And Doncic. Here we go. Good for another basket. He's put up 10 shots and made 7 of them.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Davis against Powell. To stop the run. And it's Davis missing. And so it's Brunson with it. He brings it up for the Mavericks. They lead by 20. That's the most we've seen. Porzingis, good, and the assist goes to Hardaway. Hardaway has got 3 assists in the game. Not quite 2.5 minutes played here in the second half. Now a timeout called by Sacramento. Each year, so many coaching changes. Brent, do you feel they generally get too much blame when things go wrong?
I don't know if blame is the word, Kevin. That's just the easy out for a lot of organizations that want to make some changes. The main thing that's frustrating, I think, for the coaching fraternity is patience. You have to be realistic about the potential of your team and how much time it takes to grow what it is that coach's culture is all about. That's where teams sometimes lose out and give up on somebody a little bit early.
But these guys go into it eyes wide open.
Oh, there's no question about it. And really good coaches in the NBA know that it might not last all that long. So they're going to be who they are. That's who you want to hire. Hire a coach who knows exactly who he is, both coming in the door and walking away.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Fox kicks to Barnes. And once again off the mark by Sacramento. Dallas leading by 22. And Wright, here we go. Lays it up and banks it in. Wright's got 5.
Yeah, letting it rip. They're just having fun right now.
Yeah, some of these nights you got to enjoy yourself. Not too much at the expense of the other team, but right now this team is balling.
Bogdanovich passes to Morris, and that one drops for him. Morris has got his second bucket of the game to go. Mavericks have gone an unbelievable 8 of 8 shooting since halftime. Must have been some kind of pep talk in that locker room. Porzingis can't hit. The Kings shooting 34% from the field. That's not going to get it done. Here's Bogdanovich. Rebounded by Jackson.
The defense is tough as it comes right there. He's a hard man to deny when he gets the ball to the rim.
And the dunk by Porzingis.
Always nice to see Porzingis take some strides and get to that kind of glide.
And it's Sacramento's ball. Next up on the schedule, the Grizzlies. That'll be a home game. That game will be a quick pit stop before hitting the road again. Here's Fox. Sweet little floater. Fox has got 4 points in the quarter.
Always fun to look at. Not tremendously efficient, but the floater, boy, those sure are pretty.
And De'Aaron Fox gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. A different look for Dallas. Maxi Kleber, he's checked in for Porzingis. Lee comes in for Jackson. And Barea subbed in for Curry. Then for the Kings, Rashawn Holmes, he's checked in for Giles. Gibson comes in for Markieff Morris. And it's Joseph in for Fox. 43 seconds left to play in the third. Over in the corner, Barnes. No good on the triple.
And still, he's scoreless. Boy, they could use just a little bit of help from him.
Here's Finney-Smith, and it's Sacramento with the rebound. Joseph, the pass to Barnes. Banked in off the glass.
Using every bit of muscle he's got on that one. What can I say? Harrison Barnes likes to get in and attack.
Pass to Kleber. The rebound by Gibson.
And the effort never stops with him. No easy shots when he's on the floor.
Well, it's about the defensive end, and that's what guys feed off. He gives the effort down there at all times. Now, they're playing working to perfection there if that was their plan. And if it wasn't, maybe that should be their plan.
Here's Finney-Smith. 11 feet out, and he hits it. Finney-Smith's got 8 points. It's been all about Luka Doncic for the Dallas Mavericks. He notched 8 points in the quarter and has that. Luke Walton had some advice for his team. Let's hear what he had to say.
Hey, we are trying to do it at one position.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first 3 quarters. They've got J.J. Barea. He's out there with Lee. And it's Finney-Smith in at the 4 spot. That's the lineup in the game for Dallas. And it's blocked. Here's Brokaw. Covered by Barnes. A nice shot by Barea.
And 10 of their last 12 coming off assists.
The Kings shooting struggles apparent. 37% from the field. Bogdanovich against Lee. Bogdanovich dishes to Heel. Shoots over Barea. Heel can't hit.
Nobody getting a hand in his face in that painted area. That's a miss he's going to be disappointed with.
Here's Barea. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. Not many players now signing shorter contracts in free agency. You've talked about this a lot. Does it make it harder or easier for the super teams?
Well, I think it makes it easier because all of a sudden a star player from another team becomes available that you could latch him on to somewhere else.
Any examples you could throw out there that
I don't want to get into the specifics.
Okay,
of it.
I understand.
I think we've seen it over the past 3 or 4 years with some of our star guys. And
yes.
I don't fault them because they're getting smarter. Players are a lot smarter about what it is that they can do with having the very few times, Kevin, that you have a say in your career as to where it is that you're going to play. And more importantly, the potential for what it is that financially you can make.
And playing for a championship.
For a championship, for potentially the opportunity to play with somebody who you've always thought you could either elevate their play or they could elevate yours. This is not going away anytime soon.
And so it's Joseph with it. He'll bring it up for the Sacramento Kings. And we've made our way through just over a minute and a half in this fourth quarter. Here's Gibson, and it's Gibson finishing it off.
Got to keep Taj out of the post. How many of those have we seen?
Here's Powell. Great D that time from Bagley. For Sacramento, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the fourth quarter.
I know it's about defending the post and the three-point line these days, but still got to be active in the mid-range area, and the defense gets away with one there.
And bird right's an important element in structuring the salary cap. Can you tell the viewers exactly what that means?
What it means, Kevin, is you have the ability to go into the above the tax to sign your own player, and so it doesn't cost you in terms of tax dollars. So if a player finishes his season, you have bird rights on that player. You can negotiate a number that's not going to impact your bottom line and cut into your salary cap. So very important when teams are maneuvering around and trying to get players on their roster for a season or two, that after that second season or third season over, that the bird rights still remain for them to extend him even further to keep him around the culture.
A chance now to recognize our Jordan player of the game, Kristaps Porzingis.
And his focus, guys, has been laser sharp, and his touch from the field, flawless. The teammates have worked hard to get him the ball in some good position, and boy, has he rewarded them with a spectacular shooting performance. Great call to keep running all those sets for him.
The better he played, the more these fans got revved up. And that continued to play out over the course of his amazing performance. 5 to shoot. No good from Gibson. For Dallas, they've gone 3 of 4 in field goal attempts since getting things started here in the fourth.
Taj Gibson doing a good job of just getting the hands up, and then the instincts come into play with the block.
Sacramento making some changes. Harry Giles is checked in for Bagley. Langston Galloway comes in for Buddy Hield. And it's Joseph in for De'Aaron Fox. Dallas shooting has been just fantastic, around 65% tonight, getting exactly what they want when they want it.
And certainly not lacking in confidence. When Doncic gets these inside looks, he just jumps all over.
Powell pulls it in. Powell's got 5 rebounds tonight, and there's a whistle. That goes on Harry Giles. That's his first foul. Brent, with advanced analytics becoming commonplace in the NBA, which stats you personally hold most valuable?
Well, it's amazing to talk about effective field goal percentage. I laugh a lot
which is everything you shoot. Free throws.
Yeah, well, I like to use true shooting percentage, Kevin, because that's where you adopt 3-point shooting percentage, 2-point shooting percentage, and your free throw percentage.
Everything.
But in talking to a lot of people around the league, general managers and coaches, I laugh inside to myself a little bit, like, oh, so now shooting's important? Like what? Like now shooting's important around the league?
Right.
As if, you know, the time that you go out to start playing basketball, you grab a ball, you go towards the goal, and your goal is to make the shot. And so we're talking so much more about how much shooting is valued. Effective field goal percentage is tremendous, with true shooting percentage being not far behind.
Oh, fellas, that was a vicious two-hand monster slam.
Guys, I don't think there was anyone who could have stopped him on that one.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for the Mavericks.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, an all-around dominant performance. And you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
Yeah, there was a sense of that, and man, they just pretty much blew them right out of the water. A clinic was put on display here today.
And the strong effort here will convert into what will be their 50th win on the season.
And this will be their 3rd win in 3 tries against these guys. They match up so well.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Luka Doncic.
There wasn't much they could do to slow him down, as he was converting every good chance he got.
Here's Galloway. Porzingis with the block. Giles kicks to Swanigan. Nice D from Porzingis. Bogdanovich against Doncic. And the dunk by Doncic.
Making every effort to put this game on ice.
He loved it. The guys are staying aggressive late in this ball game, just not wanting to let go of the rope.
So we see the Mavericks taking the win here. They won this game going away. They were the better basketball team by far tonight.
And you got to commend this sort of dominance, particularly here at home. It's a great
Baller like Mike, like Wilt.